Are you holding on so tightly to control that you've forgotten how to trust? Easter is a reminder of surrender, of trusting that even in the silence of Saturday, resurrection is on the way. So today, I want to share some stories, reflections on letting go and trusting God's timing and finding peace in the process. Hello, miracle workers. Happy Easter. This is my special episode for Easter. And our topic is about letting go and letting God, trusting the process of life. Kamusta kayo? How are you? I am very excited to do this episode because this is all about faith, all about sharing our miracle stories and things that have fueled our passions in life and our deepen our faith in the Lord. So for today, let me start off with by sharing a personal story about the struggle to let go. Okay. So in the past, how many weeks already, I actually went to Bicol, no? I went to Bicol with the family because we actually celebrated the 94th birthday of my Lola Juana. And during the celebration, we really had so much fun, a lot of eating, and a lot of bonding with the family. But after the celebration, an incident happened wherein my Lola got stroke. And so everyone in the family was was really feeling low and crying and worried and pressured and all the things. We were really fearful that we might lose our Lola. And so at that time, I was really praying to the Lord. I said, Lord, let your will be done. We don't want to see our Lola suffering in pain, and but we still want her to live longer. We still want to be with her to because we know that you have plans for her, right? So it was a very emotional moment for everyone in the family. I recall we rushed our Lola to the emergency room, and she had stroke, so her left side was already paralyzed. And we were actually praying already in the emergency room because we don't know the what will happen. But by God's grace, she stayed in the hospital for about 2 days, 2 nights, and then she requested that she be sent home because that's where she wants to recover from her stroke. And so to grant her wish, the family arranged for it, and we we arranged for everything. Like we bought a hospital bed and all the medical needs. And it's good that my cousin was there to assist because she's a registered nurse, and she was able to take care of Lola. And at the same time, there were a lot of household help and also a lot of support from families and friends. We were all really great, doing our part, praying that my Lola will survive that crisis. So, oftentimes, the truth is actually we hold on to something because of the fear of the unknown. But holding on to that can actually block a miracle. In the case of what happened to my Lola, a miracle happened because the family suddenly became closer, there was communication, and um, there was really a flow of good energy. We were in the space of cooperation, support, love. We really can feel that. the entire time. And I believe even if some of the relatives were not there at our home in Bicol, they were in spirit and they were really praying with us and really reaching out. So, what does it mean to let go and let God? Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing the outcome and trusting the process. So, in our case, we let go because we know that God has a better plan for Lola. But we trust that this may lead to something bigger. Um, so the favorite verse that we can anchor on this actually is the verse from Psalm 46:10, which is be still and know that I am God. I always hear this verse from Coach Russ because Coach Russ is an advocate of meditation, grounding, and he advocates for waking up early in the morning, as early as 4 a.m., to ground yourself, to anchor yourself to the Lord in silence, in prayer, in meditation. So he always says that if you prioritize being with God early in the morning, you will be able to calm your mind, your heart, and open yourself to opportunities, to possibilities, to creative ideas that the Lord may be leading you to. So, surrendering is active faith, is actually choosing to trust even when we don't understand. Oftentimes, we question ourselves when something bad or something challenging happens in our lives that we don't have control over. We we question the Lord. Why is this happening? Why is this happening to us, to me? I've been a good person. I've been serving the Lord. Why is this happening? But it's actually not ideal that we question because it's doubt coming in. You just have to trust and surrender that even if we don't understand it right now, all will make sense in the future when we go to that part of the future wherein we would realize that okay, that's the reason why that happened because there's a greater purpose for it. Would you agree on that? Yes, can you type something in the comment section? You can type your aha moment from the time that I've been talking about letting go and letting God. And I often listen to this topic from Brother Bo Sanchez, one of my spiritual mentors. And he would always share stories of like health challenges when he experienced COVID during the pandemic and he almost died. And somehow you would just cling on to that hope that God will still extend your life, even if you are in the situation that you're almost out of breath or you're going to pass out already. In fact, I had a similar experience, I think last year, when a series of health challenges happened to me. Um, I think I already shared that in one of my podcasts wherein I had a lot of what do you call this, like allergies in my palms, like I had mga sugat-sugat dyan, no? So it was so painful to the point that I had difficulty sleeping, um and somehow that, aside from the one that caused it, was actually, I think that the dishwashing soap that I was using, it's also a sign of like anxiousness. I was experiencing some form of anxiety attack, and it actually manifested in my palms. No, I I just realized that if we have that sensitivity in listening to our bodies will tell us that how we react to certain stimulus or certain situations. So, like in that case, I experienced that in my palms for I think about 2 weeks. I was medicating and I was putting in some ointments, but I had to go through that process of pain, of agony, of irritability because it was also itchy at the same time. But I didn't understand back then why it happened to me. Later on, um, I came to a point that actually I realized that the Lord was asking me to do something. Like, He was asking me to do something that I was ignoring or I was not putting my focus on, which was he was asking me to launch my very first course on book writing so that I could coach people how to get started with writing and publishing their books. I felt inadequate. I felt that imposter syndrome. I felt that I was not credible enough to do that or I was too busy. It was not a priority for me. But when I surrendered to the Lord about that, He was speaking to me in my prayer time. I realized that the moment that I surrendered that I said, yes, yes, Lord, I'll do this. All of a sudden, my my all of the things that I was worried about were all gone. I got cured from the injury or the thing that was bothering me a lot. So you see, there are a lot of things that we worry so much, but sometimes it's just the Lord telling us that we need to surrender to Him and just obey Him. And the moment that we obey and say, yes, Lord, I will do it, then all will be well. So that's what actually happened to me last year. So yeah, so it's all about trusting the process. Talking about seasons in our lives, there are waiting seasons. Like just like in the Black Saturday when there's the stillness because the Lord died and it's all about the waiting. But we all know that after death comes to life, resurrection, right? So it's also about what are the things that I am currently working on during my waiting season. There's also that dying to self season wherein you let go of any pride, any fear, any control. Um, Probably you've been um, aiming for a certain goal, but no matter how hard you try, it's not working, it's not manifesting. So sometimes you really have to assess yourself. It's if it's this is really my path or this is what God is leading me to. So that's dying to yourself, and also the resurrection season wherein when God moves you in unexpected ways, like He answers prayers all of a sudden, one after another opportunities and blessings come your way. The things that you've been praying for so long are coming your way. So my encouragement to you listening right now is that delay is not a denial. It's not a denial. God is actually preparing you for something greater. So enjoy this season of waiting, this season of dying to yourself. And eventually, you will just be surprised that whatever you have been wanting, praying for, will just come to a reality. Trust the process. And because along the way, you get to be molded to the person that is ready to receive that blessing. That's something that I really believe in. Okay, so how do we actually practice letting go daily? There are numerous ways of doing this. I'll be sharing some of it. So, number one is daily surrender prayer and affirmation. So, you let go of any worries, any fears, and any doubts that you may have through prayer. And affirm yourself that I am great, I am kind, I am loving, good things, positive things that will uplift you. So that's number one. Second, faith journaling. This is all about writing it down because our minds are so much occupied with a lot of thoughts, a lot of things. We need to like download it by writing them, especially those that worry, those worries, those fears, and those doubts. So we release them. Okay. Third is about setting intentions, not expectations. So what's the difference between intentions and expectations? I always align intentions with values. So having intentions is like if I will be aiming for a certain goal, like for example, I for this month I want to earn 200,000 pesos. So it goes beyond just earning money. The intention is what value am I practicing by aiming for this goal? Like, will I be more trusting of myself? Will I be more creative? Will I open myself to leadership opportunities? Or will I volunteer to add value to more people so that they get to know who I am? So those things, setting intentions, it's that rather than just focusing on the results, you're actually focusing on who do you become along the way. Next is recognize progress, not perfection. I love this when I always tell this to my coaches that go for progress over perfection. Because oftentimes when we go for perfection, we overthink, we procrastinate, we delay things. But if we are aiming for progress, we do it, we take action, and then along the way, we get better. So, like in my case, I've been really wanting to learn more about content creation. I've enrolled last year in a course, a 90-day course, wherein I was mentored about creating videos and then posting it online and then improving it. But I was not satisfied with the results. So I didn't stop there. I enrolled again in another program with another mentor. This time around, this mentor is more aligned to my profession, my industry. So I was able to learn some techniques from this person and even from the community, from the classmates that I had during that master class. And somehow I am slowly getting better at it because of the feedback that I receive. I trusted myself that if I trust this mentor will help me become better at what I do. And so I experienced a different kind of level in terms of my skills in content creation. So that's really something that you need to always put to heart that it is all about progress over perfection. And lastly is about trust the detours. Oftentimes, we have a path that we want to take, but there are detours along the way, setbacks. So we really have to embrace those detours. They're part of the process, they're part of the journey. It's not always smooth sailing, it's not always um, green light. There will be red, yellow light that will drag us down, that will allow us to like be installed in pause mode, but trust that this is part of the process, that this will really help you become a bigger version of yourself. Okay? So those are the things that I am happy to share with you in terms of letting go and letting God. In the past week that I celebrated Holy Week with the family, I served in the church as a lector and psalmist. I even was given the opportunity to sing the psalm for the Good Friday and for the Easter Vigil Mass. And it was both or an opportunity for me to share my talent in singing. In the past, I would doubt my singing voice. I would compare my voice to others. I felt that my voice is low, it's not high, it's not soprano, it's it's weak, it's not as clear and crisp as others would sing. I had the inferiority when it comes to my singing voice. But as I am given opportunity to sing, may it be in the church or in during videoke, I always give my best. I practice, I give my best, and I sing with passion. And and with that, I get feedback from people that they are inspired, that they are touched, and so this makes me want to be better at my at my talent because I just had a conversation with somebody, and I said that sometimes we are too scared, doubtful, or worried about the talents that we have, that we don't do something about it, that we don't allow ourselves to shine, we don't allow ourselves to show up because we're of fear of being judged or what other fears that we have because we're too attached with the results. And we often compare ourselves to others who are greater than us. And so if that happens, that prevents us from showing up. And you know what? If you don't show up, you're actually allowing the devil or the evil one to win the battle. Because that's what the evil one would want to do, that you don't share your talent. And it's a God given talent. Each one of us was given a talent for us to share for others, for us to encourage one another to share each one's talent. We need to show up more. And so in the recent weeks, I also initiated a group called Show Up More Online, or what I call Sumo, because this is an opportunity for me to actually guide, support, mentor those who have talents, have expertise, but are scared to go online. They are scared to share whatever knowledge, skills, experiences, expertise that they have because of these fears. And come to think of it, if you don't allow yourself to show up online, you are depriving yourself from opportunities to grow, to be seen, to be appreciated by other people. And in effect, you are also doing a disservice to others because by not showing up, you're actually not giving yourself the permission to serve others with good intention. Because there are some people who have bad intentions and they show up more online. And sadly, there are people who will be scammed, will be abused because of these people. So my encouragement to you, if you're listening right now, is to really make an effort to show up more. So I show up here in YouTube, in Spotify, in my TikTok, Facebook, whatever it is, may it be a video, a simple story sharing, regardless of what it is. It's important that we show up more because a lot of people are online. And that's the fastest way that you can transmit a message, right? And we should use technology to the best advantage, right? To serve other people. Okay? So my final encouragement for you this Easter is may you lay down your burdens at the foot of the cross and rise up with a heart full of trust. Whatever it is that is a burden to you, surrender it to the Lord because the Lord will definitely take care of you, will be there for you. And my final question for you today is what do you need to surrender today? Again, what do you need to surrender today? So if this message has blessed you, I am encouraging you to share this to a friend or family or to someone who needs hope this Easter. And my encouragement really is to continue to unlock more miracles in your life and be a blessing to more people. Please stay connected. Let's keep in touch. Just connect with me through my social media accounts. If this is the first time that you've been listening to this podcast, I would appreciate if you could hit the subscribe button or follow in the Spotify or share this to people that you think can be blessed with the message that I imparted to you. So if you have any questions, suggestions, or you feel you need to share also a story of hope, of love, of faith to other people, I am encouraging you to reach out to me so that we can talk and let's see if we can do a collaboration and be my guest in one of my episodes here at Unlocking Miracles. I'm so excited because we are nearing 100 episodes. I look forward to that episode. And hopefully that will be a very special episode and you will still continue journeying with me here at Unlocking Miracles. For now, I say goodbye and see you in the next episode. Bye!